How could the mornings be fascinated without juices, and especially apple juice? I mean, it's purely meant for health and a fresh vibe. When it comes to picking apples for juice, like for real apple juice or even sugar-free drinks, the process is way more complex than just grabbing any random apple off a tree. It's a whole thing. These brands have to go through a bunch of steps to make sure they're picking the right apples, because trust me, it can make or break the entire vibe of the juice. Brands and farmers literally track the bricks level to make sure they're harvesting at the perfect moment. Not all apples hit the same, and that's a fact. Some are sweet and crunchy, like the popular Fuji, the one everyone loves in their fruit bowls, while others, like Granny Smith, are more on the sour side. They're that slap-in-the-face tartness. So, when brands pick apples for juice, the whole fuss is about finding balance. They want a juice that's sweet, but not too sugary, and tart, but of course not like you're biting directly into a lemon. So they got to achieve a perfect blend of several categories, which we will be talking about later in this video. Okay, washing might be necessary to ghost those germs and unwanted debris, but they also put the apples in a pool of water, so they stay hydrated, fresh, and their temperature could be maintained. As long as they're getting the entire stuff ready, let me ask if you guys are enjoying this video. I know you really do, just asking to keep up the hopes. As I am telling this, I feel like it's the same, just like we need a good bubble bath after our entire hectic day or long travels. So, take some rest, babies. So at first they sort, clean, and then set aside the Fuji and Gala apples, so when the third buddy comes, there would be enough space. These prized fruits are now welcome to be blended along with the other two categories and create that magical juice. Once they have completed their bubble bath treatment, they're moved through these special yet super unique passages, so while they keep moving, they'll be cleaned thoroughly within that process. More like their every movement has some technical strategy behind it. Factories often use those unattractive or blemished apples because these are typically fully ripened and they're packed with hell of flavor. These apples can be a little bruised or weirdly shaped, and that's totally fine because they're getting crushed up anyway. Let's just say, ugly apples for the win. So, where does your apple come from? Yep, that matters, especially these days when everybody is sensitive about how and from where their food is coming. So, Fuji apples grown in cooler places, like certain regions in Argentina, shout out to Rio Negro, get more complex sugars and acidity going on, making them ideal for juicing. The reason brands love sourcing from specific spots is because they know the apples from there are reliable. No one wants a surprise in their juice, right? They're not trying to play guessing games with sweetness or tartness. They need apples that give them the same flavor every single time. And that blending apples strategy to get the rich apple juice is a thoughtful process shaped by the seasons and customer tastes. The typical mix is somewhat 50% Fuji, 30% Granny Smith, and 20% Gala apples, but the expert team carefully adjusts these amounts to create the perfect flavor. This is why brands mix up those three categories. It's all about that perfect harmony. For a tangier flavor, the proportion of Granny Smith apples is increased, adding a refreshing tartness. Changing the amount of Gala apples can enhance the juice's floral scents or make the flavor simpler. These adjustments ensure each batch highlights the best apples of the season and appeals to different preferences. Things aren't done yet. We are going to show you how they get the apples for frozen fruit packaging. They're not just out here picking any apples, they want ones that are grown in a way that's good for the planet. A lot of famous brands are switching to sustainable farming practices, like using less pesticides or going organic, which is better for the environment and the apples. Look at those intelligent machines, how brilliantly they handle everything. However, technology doesn't eliminate the need for human oversight. Workers are still essential for ensuring that only the best quality apples are processed. Let me complete what I was saying earlier about sustainable practices. So, buying local also means they're not shipping apples from halfway across the world, which cuts down on that carbon footprint and shows their care towards the local farmers. So, yeah, the apples not only taste good, but they're also giving back to the earth. No doubt whatever practices they do, at the end of the day, it's all about you people. Hey, have you ever used the frozen fruit packs? I don't know where else they're helpful, but I only use them to make that caramelized applesauce.